what the hell happened. See what I did there? Hell. I'll let you take over.
Good one.
Last we left off, our adventurers had ascended the Tower of Ithrin and made their way to the top, where they encountered Larthus and Oriel. Fuck. There, with the help of Avarice and her Frost Demon, they dispatched the Nothics that were around the room, and proceeded to dispose of the Larthus in a display of divine light and hitting things with staves. And then they disposed of Oriel in the same way, her biting winter, chilling you to the bone, inflicting several of you with frostbite. That frostbite, as you all know, will not go away until you rest either within the dome or within a town. And then it will decrease by 1 level. I believe I forgot to have you all take the exhaustion levels from frostbite.
Oh yeah.
So every level of frostbite, you get 2 levels of exhaustion.
Oh, so
I forgot to have you guys take that exhaustion. That probably would have made that fight a lot harder, so I'm forfeiting myself now.
So I should have 2 levels of exhaustion. Okay. And people with severe get 4. Jesus.
Correct. Yeah. It's like I said, that probably would have made that fight a lot harder, and I sort of forgot to trigger your guys' exhaustion, so that's my bad.
I'm just glad we did it. And beat the shit. Isn't exhaustion on the character sheet?
Yes,
Yeah, you just turn
exhaustion. Has never been more useful.
You just turn on exhaustion tracking in the little gear.
Got it. Okay, I need to actually gear it. Okay.
Yeah.
After disposing of the Frostmaiden, they then searched the ruins of Larthus' study. There they found a Staff of Power, a Scroll of Tarrasque Summoning, and a Scroll of Meteor that nobody's really ever used before, but Adrogas, reading the spell, was able to discern that it's going to call a meteor down and strike wherever the fuck they want it to. And then we leave off with our adventurers, taking their rest for the evening. Taking a short rest before they're forced to unattune from Ithrin Mythla due to the deal that they made with the Ice Devil Levistus.
Fernando, you're as tasteless as ever. But yes, I do owe you all an explanation. Anyone care to gather round?
Yeah, I'll be within
Should be
earshot.
good.
Okay.
Same.
Got our attention.
About a few hours into our trip into Ithrin, I was cursed with a madness. Unfortunately. I wanted power and nothing but, yet I retained the memory of all those close to me. It was a perversion. When we entered the lair of Levistus, this madness drove me to request favors in exchange for Fernando's life. Go on. Favors. You know as well as I do that's not going to fly. I offered Neverwinter and Waterdeep.
How? In what way did you offer them? How?
I didn't specify, luckily for me.
Levistus specified for you, if you remember.
He did that.
He told you that you would have to open portals in both of those cities.
No, because I remember when I said I wanted more, he said you would have to do it this way if you do that. And I said, never mind, I want to take my time being with Amelia and Fernando. Unless we changed it, that was how it role played out. But we can rule of DM that. So
I don't remember it playing out that way. I still haven't written the contract though, so we can
Okay.
work that out.
I can.
That was
you know,
my
take,
understanding.
I can take the work out of it and find the. Provided it was filmed, it wouldn't have been, right?
No, that
that's
part-
No,
Steven's
because we were in
rule.
DM 101.
Yeah.
But yeah, I forget what I wanted. I wanted something extra, like, and then I was like, never mind. So, forgot what I was asking for. Anyway, well, footnote that. So, but the good news is that Ferrando is mostly immortal. So is
Mostly.
me. Well, I don't care to really try to figure out just how immortal is immortal. Well, shit. If I knew that, I wouldn't have been so money grubbing. Interest for an immortal. I mean, that's just. Plan, that's your priority. I was worried about it. Why? I don't know what to do. Regardless, down south there is a cult of Asmodeus, and perhaps the demons here might be interested in this topic as well. My father, Garen Hawkwinter, has become consumed with some sort of power when we tried to stop him. The Order of the Gauntlet lost a battalion with no explanation, all of them frozen into place. Simon has Amelia, and probably knows more about how to undo a pact with the devil, probably more than anyone else. Though I wonder if we tell him if he'd hold Amelia. Well, I'd like to try anyway, because it's, my daughter, right? So I think I should have a say in whether or not we go to Candle Keep. Fernando, there are people here that aren't us. What say you all?
In heading back to Neverwinter. Is that what you're asking?
I think she means Candle Keep, where Amelia is. I'd like to see my daughter. And also, I'm sure the Grand Cleric might know a thing or two about undoing a demon-devil pack.
Is that who Simon is?
The Grand Cleric of Candle Keep, yes.
Adrian's never met anyone from Candlekeep.
He's my mentor.
I've
It's
never even
brilliant.
heard of this Candlekeep.
Well,
Is there plenty of candles there?
I would imagine.
Amaya, pardon me, dude. When I saw that sort of vision of Enoch, was he in Baldur's Gate or was he in Waterdeep?
He was in Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
regardless, wherever you go, Ferrando, I will follow.
I hope our paths continue to align, but at some point I do require to end in Baldur's Gate, at least for a time. I need to pursue a interesting lead in an old mystery of mine.
Okay, I know I said we'd footnote it, but we have to make a decision, because that will affect how willing the person who can live 10,000 years will be delaying a thing like that. Let me see if I put it in a journal entry.
I don't believe you did.
I don't think so either. But if that's like the way you're gonna like cattle prod the plot forward, like I get that. Let's see. Martial excellence. Deal. Okay. All I specified was Frendo and Amelia are become ageless. And then I remember the line in response to Levistus was, "I'd like to savor my time with them." Yeah.
It is
Frendo
what
must-
you said. And then Levistus asked you how you were going to promise him the 2 cities.
And I said that I could do Neverwinter through Ferrando, and then I'd figure out Waterdeep in the 10,000 year time frame. But like I said, if you want to put that in there, that's good. I just need to know what that is, so we can I can role play that. So if you want to go with that, let's go with that.
The fact that he made you promise to open a portal in each city.
2 portals.
One in each city, yes. And that was my understanding, because I guess there was miscommunication in when we were making the deal, because that was sort of like he
Yeah.
wouldn't have accepted a promise, because if I remember correctly, he told you that he doesn't deal with promises. He only deals with like facts.
Yeah, it makes sense that that would be the condition. So yeah, we can go with that. But still, I don't think he gave a timeline.
Well, yeah, I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask.
I think that's the primary.
Adrigas was gonna ask for
He
Dorabella
said
what
at
the
a
time.
time of his choosing.
Okay, so because Adrigas was gonna ask what
Because
the
you
time
actually
limit
don't
was.
have a way to open a portal right now, which is why he said it at the time of his choosing.
Yikes.
So, when do you have a time limit on this, Dorabella? When?
At a point of his choosing. The only thing I can think of is that if the cult of Asmodeus has ambitions, we might be able to. We should speak elsewhere. Not everyone here is friendly company.
Well,
Prying ears are everywhere.
You hear Alvar speak up. If you're talking about the cult of Asmodeus with... No, did you say that Garen was your father?
Yes, she it is what she said.
Well, I can tell you that the leader... Well, the wielder of Frozen Lotus surely isn't a follower of Asmodeus.
Frozen Lotus? A frosty rapier. I thought we...
Sorry, the way you said a frosty rapier, just
Yeah.
funniest thing I've ever heard.
Are you saying that he's in league with you?
Of course.
Huh.
As a head harper, he did have a lot of strings that he could pull, and a lot of information that he could feed.
My father was the head of the Harpers? I forgot
He
to
was a
mention
head
that.
harper, one of the 8s.
Yes,
And we have 3 others as well that are with us.
So, this conspiracy
The
is
Harpers
quite...
do belong to us.
Well, I guess you'll show us what is lost. Not the time to be coy, Frando. Do you mind informing us who the others are?
Not quite going to divulge that much information. After all, our treaty is only 6 months.
Well, these are the circumstances. I believe everyone's entitled to their own choice as to what the priority is.
Unfortunately, due to my prior obligations, I will not be going south. One, as the Dale is my home, I must stay and rebuild it. And two, the promise I made to, I can't remember her name.
Speaking about Jillian,
No, the lycanthrope.
okay, yes, no, I recall that. You were going to,
Oh, Yamanar.
Yamanar talk, yeah.
I'm having a
That one.
gesundheit, yes.
The promise I made to her must be kept, and I will not disavow that promise.
I can vouch for the oath. I was there.
Well, Karn, know that if you ever find yourself in the south, you will always have a home in Waterdeep under my roof, and I would gladly accept you as a guest at any time.
Your care is much appreciated, Isaac. I will travel south one day, but first the Dale must be rebuilt. There's not much left of Bryn Shander, and hopefully we can rebuild it to be stronger than what it is now, or was.
I have every bit of faith in you, Khan. Besides, if anyone doesn't do what you want, you'll just whack them upside the head, and then they'll have no choice. Or they'll be dead. You're quite the poet.
True,
Wasn't
but
intentional, be silent.
I'm not quite a murderer, though. As you all know this. Adrian, I was wondering if you would like to stay with me.
Adrian was hired as a guide for Icewind Dale. Adrian had knowledge of most of the paths that we traveled, and Adrian did not plan on traveling south. Adrian didn't think that you would be staying here, though, so Adrian's quite
Well-
happy about that, but
Seems as if we'll both be guides then.
Well,
It'll be good to have you along.
I'm going to miss you both. Quite a lot.
Adrian, you know the same invitation is for you as well.
Adrian appreciates it.
And should I claim my throne and Armageddon be avoided, and there's anything left over, you're welcome to join for a nice little stay.
Adrian will expect some jewels in the future.
Jewels
can
would be
do that.
nice.
I can do that as you know, royalty, but you know, have to realize that first. Frando, don't make offerings you can't fulfill. Where's that accent change?
I'll just look up to Verando. One step at a time, sir.
Thank you.
Well, let's move on with the contract, shall we?
Indeed, we shall.
Mm-hmm.
Are 2 uses of the Mythlar.
Well, obviously we need to end the rhyme.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we're all connected due to the vistas. Isaac, can you find your own way down?
Assuredly.
I'm sure there's a window you can jump out of and fly. Of course, I mean fly, right? I'm not suggesting.
He jumps out this window, like backwards with doing the double bird, and flies down.
From the balcony in the next room?
Yeah.
Avarice snaps her fingers, and you all feel that same chill, like, to your bone. You shatter, and then you appear in front of the Mythlar.
I don't think I could ever get used to that.
Thank,
I don't think
thank
I
God that'll be
can.
the last time.
Adrian thinks that's quite nice.
I must admit, Isaac, in the time that I've been gone, your feisty flavor has turned more blunt.
Seeing friends die does things to you.
Yes, it does.
Let's do what we came here to do.
Yeah, are we all attuned to the Mythalar, or
I think it's just
If I remember
Isaac.
correctly, Isaac is the only one attuned.
Yeah.
okay?
Isaac, you arrive a little bit later, taking some time to fly down the spire, not being as instantaneous.
Yeah. On the ride down, because we still have Rary's telepathic bond up, I'm going to have a little bit of a chat with, mentally with Adragast, and say, there's one way I could end this. There's one way. I know you could not intervene for me, technically.
Don't do
If I
anything.
don't know.
Don't do anything stupid, Isaac. You become a good friend, and I'd hate to see you die.
Alright. One day I will figure out a way to save your souls from this oblivion and Levistus's frozen halls, but I guess we'll wait that day to be maybe next Tuesday. Not this one.
Good.
Isaac,
I-
your brow is doing that thing.
Just one more time telepathically to Isaac. I look forward to getting to know you better once we make it back into the Sword Coast.
And I feel maybe we got started off on the wrong foot. I was a bit too much of a arrogant little lordling.
Still are at times, but
Oh,
I'm
yes.
sure that'll improve.
One day. And I arrived. Alright, Avarice. We have our 2 uses. And then the hot plate for Levistus's tea is yours.
What
That was quite elegant. Hot plate.
What exactly do we use the second use for? What else? Can the Mythalar only control the weather?
Well,
I've completely forgotten what it does.
I'm still attuned to it, so let me tell you what it does. I think I have something on it. Where are my handouts? Player handouts.
Pull up
That's
the D&D
all
wiki
maybe.
real
I
quick.
think I gave you the handout for it, because there's one part of it that you guys can't know yet, and for some reason they didn't put it onto the GM note.
I
Okay.
have a thought. I'm going to relay this telepathically. After our 2 uses, Isaac could summon the Tarask upon them.
You think summoning a Tarask is a good idea?
No.
You think Levistus running the world is a better one?
No, but we have time to stop Levistus. I have research to do. Summoning a Tarask would only cause problems.
And imagine the collateral damage on this plane. If we were to summon a Tarask anywhere, let's wait till we get to Stygia and summon the Tarask amidst Levistus himself.
You do make a good point.
Perhaps you could use the Mythalar to raise the city?
That was my thought.
Assuming you
having
could
run-
do that.
Assuming that we do not just flatten the architecture around us.
Yes.
Yeah. What? I mean, you're attuned to it, Isaac. What all do you know that it can do?
Well, it is a wondrous item that is legendary and requires attunement by a spellcaster. Mythalar looks like an enormous crystal ball held in an ornate cradle. The globe sheds bright light in a 300-foot radius, and dim light for an additional 300 feet. The globe draws magic from the weave that can be harnessed for various purposes. For example, Netherese mages used Mythalars to keep their cities aloft and empower their magic items. The bigger the Mythalar, the more magic it can hold. The largest Mythalars are 150 feet in diameter. The Yithrin Mythlar is a relatively small device, a mere 50 feet in diameter. To attune to this Mythlar, a creature must finish a short rest, yada yada yada. Up to 8 creatures can be attuned to it at one time, otherwise it follows attunement rules. Uh, all creatures attuned to can sense the device being used. Creature attuned to the device can use any of its properties. You can cause it to fly in any direction you choose at a speed of 30 feet. All matter within 500 feet of the device moves with it. So yes, in theory, if we went up, we could raise part of the glacier above us.
If not, I think someone mentioned they found a comet scroll. Couldn't you just blow the ice up?
Could.
Well, I mean, the way we came in here isn't blocked, right?
It isn't.
I must
Wow.
say,
Hopefully.
our destructive and world-changing options is a nice change from when I was with you all. You would see this as a positive, Rando?
But, I mean, what would that get us if we raised the city out of the ice? I'm assuming that would, I mean, Levistus probably is just going to take the city and wherever and do what he pleases. So they were going to lift it out anyway. I don't see what we get from that.
Tell
What
me,
about-
Ambrose, I have a question for you. Was there any clause in our contract that specified how long we have to fulfill the 2 acts or uses of the Mythalar?
I recall it did say immediately following the demise of the Frost Maiden in the Demilitaral office.
Well, wonderful. There is no clause of finality to that. I recall that from the one time I discussed this with my father, negotiating. So, how of this?
It does say immediately.
Well, yes, but it does not specify when it will end. We might be using it for the next 10 days as we go down the Sword Coast. Make it fly.
That's a good idea. It would allow me to offload the books in perhaps Candlekeep, if that's where we're heading.
And it would allow for equal study of all informations and lores that are left in this home.
And if I
of
recall,
Aesity.
I once made a deal with the devil regarding a tower, some sort of deal to find, I don't know, a scroll, a word, a rhyme. And they didn't give it to us based on a technicality. So, if this is the technicality,
So,
it goes both ways.
one use to stop the rhyme, and the other use to fly Yithrin to Candlekeep. Correct?
But we have to drop off our friends.
Well, yes,
Oh
we
wait,
can.
I can cast fly on you two, and you can.
We can drop off. We can drop off Adrian and Card and Bryn Shander along the way.
Now, how would the people of the South react to a flying city, though?
Well,
Do we have any?
It-
If I can rest, I might be able to learn a spell that can allow me to communicate with people on the ground.
not that they'd be able to do anything, but it would just be a magnificent sight for the people in the Sword Coast for the short time that it's there. Once we arrive in Candlekeep, I'm sure Levistus will take it off somewhere and do his own whatever he plans to do with it.
I mean, you all know how I like a grand entrance.
And I'm sure that maybe
No.
dignitaries, if our arrival is announced,
Yeah.
will line up to observe.
I mean, I do have Ascending Charm still. I can send a message to Simon, was it? That we will
Yes.
that we'll be arriving within the next. How fast can this thing go, Isaac?
30 feet around.
So at that,
It would be like walking the
Yeah.
entire way.
so how at walking speed, but we can't. But we have the advantage of because we have the advantage that we don't have to follow a path, so we can take a straight line there.
Yeah.
So taking a straight line, we go to Brinchander, drop off Karn and Adrian, and then a straight line from Brinchander to Candlekeep at 24 miles a day. How long would that take?
Also, Adrian thinks you should just drop Karn and Adrian off outside of the tunnels.
So just
We should.
Well,
The
if this comes up,
barbarians
the
are out
tunnel
there.
system, I guess we could.
We just
get
go
rid of the tunnel and then
we just go
go
straight up. Yeah.
We do also have our axe beaks with the Uthgard, or the elk. Excuse me.
Would
Holy
you
shit!
you two would
Yeah.
be okay with that?
Especially if the rhyme is over, then Adrian doesn't see an issue.
Okay.
Perhaps we could see daylight for a change.
That would be
No.
nice.
I'll look to Avarice because Avarice is also attuned to it, right?
Yes.
I'll look to
This
Avarice.
is
Is that agreeable? One used to stop the rhyme, one used to take us to Candlekeep, and then it's yours.
Sure.
How does it feel to do something good for a change, Avarice?
Is it good though?
Ending the rhyme is good, any way you look at it.
oops.
Well, it will take some time, but I think we should get set and settled. It'll be a bumpy
How-
ride initially.
How long is a turn? 10 seconds, right?
6 seconds.
6 seconds.
8.
10
Six.
rounds is a minute.
Yeah, 6 seconds per is one round. Yeah.
Are we within a 50-mile radius of Brinchander?
I
Yes,
don't.
yes, you are.
Okay.
Okay.
I
don't
believe
know.
all of Icewind Dale is actually only 50 miles. Let me double check.
It's 50
Well,
miles
I just
from one
know
end to
we're
the other.
not in
I
Iceland
think it's 50
right
miles
now.
that way.
It'll take roughly.
Well, we're in the-
200
Glacier.
Yeah, we're in the
Redhead.
glacier, Redhead Glacier.
Yeah.
Oh, I did the math. It's almost like 200,000 feet to make that trip. Oh no, sorry, it's 6,600. No, my God, 6,336,000 feet is if we're going with 1,200 miles. That's the distance.
Yep. Well, what is the distance from where we are with taking a straight line to Candlekeep? DM.
From where you are, taking a straight line.
Making a straight because we can fly. So direct path, we can just fly over the mountains.
Yeah, let me look at the interactive map.
So how many turns in a day?
It's probably going to take several months to probably get through.
Well,
I guess.
I don't think
but it
so
wouldn't
because,
take
like I said, we
that
can
amount
take a
of
straight
time.
line, so it'll probably only take like a month maximum, I think, because we can still travel at 24 miles a day, but we have the advantage of that we don't have to go like go way over west and use the pass or whatever.
24 hours times minutes times seconds. There is 86,400 turns in a 24-hour period.
Well, you're doing way too complicated math. we can at 30 feet per second or per turn we can go 24 miles in a day. So then we just take the miles divide it by 24, and that's how many days it takes.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Okay. Yeah, I was like getting into the fucking like
The
how many
feet,
turns
yeah.
it'll take. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we it's easy. It's easy math. We just need to know the distance, straight line from here to Candlekeep.
Yeah.
That's
And
20.
Theory, well, actually, here's an interesting thought, because we could, in theory, Avarice and I could, or if any other one wanted to attune to the Mythalar, if that would not break aspects of our previously
It
agreed
is
on.
1,270 miles.
Okay, calculator.
So about 54 days. roughly.
1,200 and what? 74?
1,250 and 270.
Okay. So 1270 divided by 24. So it'd take us 52 days, yeah. Almost
Avarice,
53.
That's if you're following like resting rules.
Avarice and
if
I could
you-
also hand off to and fro to do like 12-hour shifts.
Oh,
to
wait.
keep us moving.
Yeah, I was going to say,
entire
like,
time.
it can stay flying the whole time.
Yeah, it doesn't have to rest.
So
You guys
at
alternate.
3 miles an hour, there's 24 miles in a day, so 3 times 24. Oops. We can do 72 miles in a day if we're constantly moving. Which 1270 divided by 72. So if we're constantly moving, it'll only take us 18 days to get there, which is much better.
How does that sound to you, Avarice? 12-hour shifts? Maybe we could even get
Well, I mean,
Adregast in to
I-
share and do 8-hour shifts.
I could agree to that. I attune to it, and each of us controls it for 8 hours, moving towards Candlekeep.
Sure.
Okay. Isaac, end of the rhyme.
Gladly. And I cast through that control weather.
Sorry, Adregast. Can you say that again? It was really, really cool.
I suppose. Isaac, stop the rhyme.
Right. And what temperature would you like to change Icewind Dale to?
I would like to change it to like a nice taiga. I know that's not listed on there, but
Well,
like
maybe
it's
like-
like Canada, like what it should be.
So it'd be like what, 5, right? 4 or 5, or somewhere right there for
Yeah.
like the level. Because 4 is cool, 5 is cold.
Yeah,
Well,
let's do-
6. It's Arctic.
Oh,
Let's do
is 6 not the same level that like?
No, it's much worse than 6 currently.
Okay, so yeah, 6 would be.
And then do 6, and then wind stage condition would be calm.
What would be
And
what
then
would cool be considered?
Clear for
uh,
precipitation.
Precipitation would be clear.
So
Overcast and ground fog. Oh, I want to create ground fog so that when we come up, we are an island rising
it
out of the
clears
fucking
out.
mist.
So it clear. So
Yeah.
the storm clears, and there's just a layer of like like a couple inches of fog on the ground.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You only get to do this kind of thing once.
This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You are correct.
What would level 5 be considered? Cold? What would that?
Well, this is the Arctic, so level 6 is what the normal temperature of of what Icewind Dale is.
Yeah.
So he's doing. So what we're doing? You're doing 3, 6, 1. Yeah.
We're doing clear conditions.
Oh, you are doing clear cat instead of
sorry,
fog.
Sorry, ground fog. Ground fog. Sorry.
So yeah, so 3, 6, and 1.
Isaac, for the first time in your life, you feel a level of magic flow through you that you've never experienced, and that's most mages wouldn't have experienced in the last 1,000 years. It feels as though your entire body is vibrating. You aren't really, like, sure how to describe the feeling, but it's euphoric, in a sense.
I've had this. Kind of thing.
And you all watch as the temperature rises about 40 degrees. So it is now roughly negative 20 outside instead of the negative 60 that it was.
When. Okay, yeah.
Because it is the middle of winter currently.
Yeah.
And you guys see a ground fog just sort of disperse itself all throughout the cave, and you can assume the rest of Icewind Dale within 50 miles.
All right, Everest. Let's
say,
raise this city.
yeah. And that once we get in the air and start moving, Adrigast will start to like take an hour to attune to it, so that way he can take his shifts when it's needed.
All right. The city rises and it crashes through the ice above, and you see that there is a layer around the city that protects it from the falling debris. As it begins to move away, and you all look behind you, you see a swirling blue area where the city once lied.
All right.
A swirling blue area.
Right.
Like what like is it just like that's the effects of like of that flying, or
No.
so what do you mean by swirling blue?
After the city moves and you all look behind and you have a look of confusion on her face, she looks to you and she says, "We were going to move the city anyway."
Oh, a portal.
Hmm.
Sorry, out of character.
Yeah.
About portals. I don't know anything about portals.
And now that we're in the air, I look to Adrigast will look to Adrian and Karn. I believe this is where we say goodbye for now.
For now, yes.
Adrian
You
will
guys
make sure to
begin
write.
seeing a small speck become flying at the city. And as you look, you notice that it's getting closer and closer. And then when it's near you, you notice that it's a humanoid shape. And you see that it lands somewhere within the city before disappearing among the buildings. About 10 minutes later, you guys see a man that you once saw frozen in ice.
Oh shit.
He cracks his neck and he looks at all of you and says, "Ah, it feels good to be free after millennia." You see, Oriel is the one that trapped me in ice, not Desmodius. I've been trying to get the god to kill her for years, so she fled here. She put up this gale around her to prevent the gods from disposing of her. You see, she was a hermit of sorts. She was hiding. With her being gone, I now have 1 year to build an army to stop her again.
I believe I speak for everyone here when I say fuck.
I'm assuming you're Levistus?
You did see me, though I guess I was covered in ice at the time, floating among the river Styx.
Well. Sorry. Race cars.
That was funny.
The river Styx.
Yo.
Well, it seems we've stepped in deep shit now.
Well, I assumed Levistus would be coming back at some point, however I didn't predict it would be this soon.
Yes, I must admit the timeline is a little rushed, don't you think?
Well, Adrian would say it's nice to meet you for the second time,
But it's not.
but Adrian's gonna be going.
As will Karn. Our obligations are complete for now.
My
Question.
apologies for the cold reception. Oh, that was good. That was
I
really
wasn't
good.
expecting it to exactly be warm. I like it cold.
Yes.
Some like it hot.
Good one, Isaac.
Now, where are we going? South, right?
Yes. That was the idea here.
To Candlekeep, yes.
Oh, to the very place I want to go. Wonderful.
Care to elaborate as to why?
I have a certain friend waiting for me there.
No. Simon? That's not possible. Simon would never. He practically raised me, Franda. That's quite the claim. Why would a god bother with anything less than the Grand Cleric of Candlekeep if we are going to Candlekeep? Simon, is it not?
I don't think he
I
plans on.
guess we'll have to find out.
Yes, I don't believe he plans on telling us anything, Rando.
Well, Levistus, please don't bother me while I'm working. I do appreciate your company, but
I don't believe we made a deal, did we?
oh, we did not.
Interesting. Who is it that you serve?
Matron of Fire and Light. L'Oreal, the Solar, or one of these many Solar of Corallan. Do you knew that?
I did. But it feels nice to hear it. You know, I believe Asmodeus corrupted one of them once. What was her name? What was it? Zariel, that's right.
Can I... Hold on. Let me look... sorry, I forget the description of that ability. The one that allows me to measure... Know your enemy. Has it been 1 minute?
Yeah, if Miranda would have been quietly observing him for 1 minute, then yes.
Shit. Hold on, let me check the spell.
Also, is Isaac planning on casting Fly on Adrian and Karn, or are they just along for the ride?
Ferenda wants to know the Constitution score. Compared to your own, the DM tells you if it's equal, superior, or inferior in regard to two of the following characteristics. And Ferendo has...
I think you can choose 2 or 3, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think you can.
Constitution or
That's
what?
good. Armor class.
Superior and bold.
Okay.
Is an archdevil. He's overpowered.
Most of those stats are gonna be above 20.
Yeah, probably.
From what I can read of this Levistus, telepathically to everybody, he's quite formidable. Thank you for
No.
that.
Obviously.
Please. Well, see if I try to help again.
I could say it.
It was no offense, sir, but I don't think anyone needs any special training to know that Levistus is more powerful than any of us, at least at the moment.
If I could possibly catch him unawares. I can make more than a year pass. The damn pact, not to mention gods, are bloody difficult to, cast on.
Anywho, now that we're in the air, though, Adrigast will just take a seat next to the Mythlar and start attuning to it.
Vistus, do you play dragon chess?
Really, Isaac?
Yes.
I do. What was your name? I don't believe I ever caught it in our meeting.
Isaac.
And your family name?
You really playing so coy as to say you do not already know my name?
Well, you see, we devils can see many things. But you strike a resemblance to somebody, so I want to confirm.
Where is he? Is he one of yours? Oh, you can't claim him, can you?
What is your family name?
Silverstar.
Ah, yes, your brother Enoch. He serves on his Ariel now. It'd be wonderful if you would serve under me.
Oh, what is the old saying about devils trying to corrupt ASMR? Never goes as planned, does it?
I would just love to see two brothers fighting. Be very similar to my own situation.
Oh, you are
Rivals
projecting.
make rivals, after all.
All
I'm
this
just going
because
to-
Asmodeus wouldn't love you enough.
Asmodeus. Ah, yes,
He
he
told
did
you
manage to achieve divinity over a race. I was going to achieve divinity over winter.
Once
Oh.
again, I have a proposal. We have an option.
Yes.
If this city lands far enough away, we can use the Tarask. I doubt even Levistus would have an easy time with that.
And you're willing to...
You would sacrifice the entirety of the Sword Coast. We're not talking, nations will fall.
You're still attuned, Isaac. We don't have to go towards Candlekeep.
That's suicide for everyone here.
Rando, you've already died once. Try not to die again.
You're asking me to allow an ice devil, well, not just any ice devil, you're asking me to allow Levistus near my daughter.
He would
If
have...
you were proposing, you'd be sacrificing everyone.
Dorabella knew this were to happen when she made the deal to bring you back. If you have any questions, you should ask her.
That's a bit of a tall order. I know nothing about Levistus's plan other than portals.
And why did you make this deal? I do understand he's a beautiful human being, but damn it.
Did we go over the whole madness thing? I believe I said I was mad, which explains the mad decision that I made.
Well, trust me, from one formerly mad person to another, I know.
Oh, thank you.
Either
very
way,
rare of you.
summoning the
go on.
Tarask is out of the question. You know as well as I do, Tarrasques cannot be controlled by anyone, and they cannot die.
Just fall
Some
back asleep.
summoning a Tarrasque would just destroy, likely, the entire Sword Coast.
Or world.
Precisely.
And who knows how many untold thousands, tens of thousands would die in an attempt to stop it or flee. There'd be no hope.
I don't think Levistus would be much better.
And if he were to just teleport away?
Which he would.
Yeah, Levistus is not. Obviously, Levistus is not chained any longer. He can likely go as he pleases between the material plane and the level of hell that he controls, whichever one
If
it
he
was.
needs the myth law,
Stygia. The domain
if he
is
needs the myth
Stygia.
law to do so, Tarrasque is not going to guarantee step on the damn thing.
Either way, destroying the world is not a good solution to stopping.
The destruction of the world, yes.
Well, destroying the world is not a good solution to stopping Levistus. We have time to formulate a strategy and do research before Levistus does his plan. He did mention, I don't know if it was on purpose or not, he mentioned he's planning on building up his army within a year's time, and then that's probably when he's going to make his move.
We have more information than we know. I'm sure we can discern more through reflection on this. I think if he wanted anything to do with us right now, he could do it. We are at his mercy.
Well,
Can I, as Dorabella, try to commune with Helm?
Dorbella has not tried to commune with him.
Okay. But I can do that now, right?
You can try. So you go into a meditative state, and you sit there for moments, and then you're in darkness.
This is fitting.
Yes.
I did break an oath, even if it was not my own choosing. I don't suppose there's a path of redemption for you, given the...
Oh, you're not in a position where you can talk to people.
Oh,
You
okay.
are in darkness.
Oh, okay, so I'm just like straight up in darkness. Okay.
Like, you open your eyes in your meditative state, and there is nothing but black above, below, all around you. It's just dark.
Can I roll
You can see
an
yourself in your own body, but nothing else.
I'm going to call out to Helm and be like, some clarity would be very much appreciated.
You don't receive a response.
Can I insight check? Or I guess I could do a history or religion check to see if this is something I know about.
Sure, you can do a religion check.
Okay. Never heard of this.
It's been a very long time since you've meditated, and even when you did meditate, your connection was never like this. The connection that you always received was like a warm feeling or reassurance from your peers. This is the first time you've fully connected to a divine being, and you aren't aware of what's going on at all.
Okay. Well, she's stuck in there for a little bit. I can't break the meditation, right? I'm trapped for a bit.
What is she doing?
Well, if she's meditating, I'd like to stop meditating and get out of the darkness. Or we can use the Wand of Magic Missile to attack the darkness.
Is Doorbell the one with the magic? The one magic?
No, it was Ferrando. But good homage.
Yeah, good.
I cast magic missile.
I love that thing. I
Snap.
can't
There
believe
goes your
Summoner,
existence.
Summoner put that in the fucking game. It's amazing.
So what is Doorbella doing in the darkness?
Trying to break out of the meditation in the darkness. Because, I mean, maybe just, I don't know. I guess I'll take a stroll. Like, maybe, oh, no. I'm going to bring out my, Mace of Disruption, which casts a light.
You bring up the Mace of Disruption, and it's casting light, but the light doesn't go anywhere.
Alright.
You hold it out in front of you, and you can tell that it should be producing light, but you don't see any light.
I'm
Just
not
you in
trying.
this black void.
I'm not trying to deny that I deserve this. Of course I do. But what can I sacrifice? What must be done so that Amelia can be safe, so that the world can be safe?
You don't feel a connection at all. You feel a bit of cold pressing on your back, and you reappear where you were, and then Levistus crouches down in front of you, his face even with yours, and he says, "Did you really think that if you made a deal with the devil, you'd maintain the connection with your god?"
I thought the madness might have been a get out of jail free card.
You were wrong. You belong to me. You pledged your soul to me, remember? Eventually, it belongs to me. Yours, Ferrando's, your daughters. They're all recipients of the pact.
So you
You might have life eternal, but what happens when eternity ends? You answer to me. You belong to me.
We're going to Candlekeep so you can collect my daughter.
I promised you time with your family. You'll have the time. But when eternity ends, you're mine.
Telepathically to Dadrigas. There has to be something we can do.
Give it
This is all
time.
said aloud, I imagine, right?
What?
Evelynus has said this all aloud, I imagine, yeah?
Oh, yeah, he said everything aloud.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'll communicate back same way. Remember, there's plenty of research to be done, and we have at least bare minimum a year before anything major happens. I'll do what I can to find as much information to see if it is possible to undo what's been done.
This is fucking awkward.
I mean, if nothing else of major significance happens in the next like hour or so, Adrigast would finish attuning to the Mythalar, and then I would head back up to. I hate pronouncing his name because I suck at it. The Demi-Lich's fucking throne room or whatever, and Adrigast. Yeah, that guy. I'm gonna after attuning to the Mythalar after an hour, he's gonna head up there and start just, feverishly just reading, like, to start just like going through all the books and reading, reading the ones that sound the most interesting first, and just like trying to consume as much knowledge in the 17 and a half days that we'll have before we get to Candlekeep. So basically, when he's not on shift controlling the Mythalar to keep it flying, he's going to be studying in that area.
Before everybody goes their separate ways, or to do their various things, I will have casted Fly at level 4 so that I can get 2 people, and I will I will sort of, with both my hands on the shoulders, respectively, of Adrian and Karn, and say, "Friends, it has been an honor, and I do hope we will see each other again sometime soon. You are always welcome in my house."
Thank you, Isaac.
We are god-killing friends, right?
We are.
I'm sure we'll see each other again.
I will commission paintings and sculptures of our achievements, so when you come down, you will be able to see them.
If I ever come back up to Icewind, I'll make it a point to come visit you.
We'll be around. Yes.
Right. I never got the
Adrian
chance.
And I will
never got the chance to meet her. She was taken by the dragon, right? That's what you mentioned.
Something like that.
A dragon? You mean the one that we killed on Brinchander? A different dragon?
No,
Oh, no.
much more powerful.
Wow.
There are dragons all over here.
It was a great white one with a saddle on it.
I do wish you luck in finding this Jillian, and hope she is well. And I hope you two will keep. I hope you two will keep safe.
If I could make a small request, if Beatrice is feeling charitable, perhaps she could find Levistus. Just a thought.
Who knows?
Trying it out there.
Try not to die again, Brando.
I'll make sure to protect him.
Unlike me, I'm afraid you won't get a second chance. Or third chance, I guess.
It would be the
Not
third
quite
chance,
sure.
yes, yeah.
Exactly, see?
Yes,
He knows me too well.
But I get what you're saying. It still makes complete and utter sense. Yes, I agree with you. They say third time's the charm. But I know better than that, because now I'm bound to a fucking devil. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Aren't
that was
we
your
all?
lover's fault.
Yeah.
You think I'm not already driven insane by this? He has our daughter. I don't see you putting up a fight. What are you doing sitting on your fucking lazy ass? Planning, actually.
Quick question to the DM. I still have 2 magic pairs left. Are they still good?
How many days to go?
I think 4 days, I think, is the
Yeah.
limit on there.
The expiration date is 4 days, but I'm certain it's been more than 4 days.
Okay, damn. Because if not, I was going to give them each one of my magic pairs that I had left, but I didn't know that they were bad. So I guess I'll delete.
Adrian fed all hers to the griffin.
I guess I'll just delete the magic pairs I have left because they're not useful anymore.
Well,
Yeah, I have 3 of them, so I'm going to drop them.
with clearly all my options exhausted, well, yeah, with all my options exhausted, I'm just gonna, I think I'll just Doorbell and Fernando. We're just gonna wait till we get to Candle Keep.
Well, I'm sure gonna miss flying. And then you watch Karn just like fall backwards. He just falls
That
and
cool.
falls and
Yeah.
falls until he gets really close to the ground, and then he swoops or something like that. He awkwardly like swoops and crashes into the snow.
Connor and Adrian, as you all are falling, all of Icewind Dale beneath you, it's sort of a beautiful sight. You can see Kelvin's cairn off in the distance, reaching up to the sky. And I actually believe I have a good picture for this, if I can find it.
Ooh.
I think I have it saved.
Before Karn crash lands.
Yeah, so you're falling and then flying, and I am going to fly and then just fall.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm basically like trying to swim and just really awkwardly going all over the place till I basically hit the ground.
Yeah.
Well, this sucks.
I was sure
I'd say.
that Karn was gonna join everybody.
Unfortunately
Yeah.
not.
And say, and then
And Blair just
Ooh, I like that.
oh, that's
What's
cool.
that?
So that mountain is the Kelvin's cairn
correct.
that we climbed, and that's
Uh,
it's like an aerial view of it.
was
Hey,
it
I actually see foliage.
There are
Oh.
trees.
That's
is
the
what-
lonely wood.
Ah.
Oh, it's we're saying this in Discord. Okay. Okay. Whoa, that's a fucking beautiful. I love the fisheye perspective.
So that's kind of a snippet of the view that you get as you're falling.
A one
Flying.
in a lifetime.
Yeah, falling slash flying. Let's be honest.
And
Crashing.
then, as you're looking at this view, you both hear the voice in your head. I'll see you at the end of eternity.
Nope, don't respond to it. And I say, Adrian,
Well, we
we
didn't-
made a mistake.
We didn't sell our souls though. Like we just agreed. We just signed a ceasefire for 6 months. We didn't do anything more than that. So as long as we don't break the ceasefire in that 6-month time period, the 5 of us should be fine. Or the 4. Actually, I guess there's the 3 of us, because
Yeah.
just me, Karn, and Adrian. Because Isaac didn't make the deal, and Dorabella fucking sold her soul, Ferrando's soul, and their daughter's soul. So.
Well, Adrian doesn't know how contracts and such work. Adrian also doesn't know what happens to your soul when you die, so Adrian's just gonna ignore it.
Karn's gonna be reincarnated as an elk.
A Levistus elk.
It's an elk that just like forced
Yeah.
to swim the entire time because you're
Yeah.
Institute.
Oh no.
Or he'll be reincarnated as Levistus's mount.
Oh,
Well, hopefully I get to go to the Warrior's Rest, but probably not.
But no, like I
Let's
said,
do
I
that.
don't. Like I said, and as far as Adjagast knows, as long as the 3 of us that did sign it and didn't sell our souls, as long as we don't break the pact, we should be good.
I want to add like an appendix narrative where Karn, like in 30 years, comes down with Adrian to the Ilvastar estate, and they're greeted and they have a nice little time down in Waterdeep at one point.
You should so write a book. Write a
Oh,
book.
yeah.
Write a book of starting with Isaac's perspective of when he joins the group, like of his whole, like just a book from his perspective of like the journey that he had in Icewind Dale.
Speaking of which, Ferrando is gonna do some writing.
Also, what were those things for? Was that just you testing your attacks?
Yeah, that's just me testing. Yeah.
Okay.
I forget. It's the
What things for? What do you mean?
calligraphers.
Uh,
It's intelligence or dexterity for calligraphers.
I believe it's. I think it was Dex before, right?
For what?
For the calligrapher tools,
Yeah.
calligraphy tools.
Calligraphy tools is dexterity, correct? Or wait, I was having you use intelligence
You probably.
because you wanted it to be as like distinct as possible.
Oh
You
yeah.
can use that same roll, and what's your modifier for intelligence?
Nothing. So it's just a 10.
Well, it's 10 plus. Are you? You're not.
Proficiency.
Yeah, because you're proficient in calligraphers, so
That's true. So
14.
Oh, 14.
14?
Oh, because you're not level. Yeah, you're right. Our proficiency bonus is 4. Randall's is not. Oh no.
What are you writing?
The journey thus far, to write down his death and resurrection and everything that's happened so far. Probably to write it in code, like change the names, etc.
No, you're able to do a pretty decent job of doing that.
Okay.
Oh, do we? How high is the city? Do we hear the bagpipes ever so slightly in the distance?
You guys just hear the wind rushing around.
Aw, that
we just
sucks.
see Karn standing on a little hilltop.
He takes like a bottle of mead, smashes it against Ithrin, like bon voyage.
Oh shit! I think I have Dury's finger too.
No. Well, you. I think I. Well, do you have Darius' finger? Or I know you gave it to me.
I have,
but,
I have the bottles of moonshine when. And,
yeah.
Here's the appendix story. 30 years from now, you finally realize, oh my god, I have Dury's finger. So you come down, and Isaac, who is now a very practiced sort of like divine soul sorcerer, has the ability to cast True Resurrection.
I was gonna say that's the only way because Resurrection has a time limit of
And
1 year.
brings back Dury like 50 years, but he's a man out of time. Now he's been dead for 50 years, so that's a sequel story right there. Come on.
And he is very, very afraid of rocks.
Yes. Flying rocks specifically.
Yes, of the medium
Wizards.
variety.
He hates wizards.
He takes an oath of vengeance.
Aye.
So Adrian and Karn, over the next few weeks, you're able to rebuild 10 towns over the course of months. And the armies of the Vistus march through 10 towns, paying them no heed, or around them, moving south to the Sword Coast. But life in the 10 towns isn't all that bad. Nothing bad happens to 10 towns itself. The fauna and flora return, and summer and the sun once again return to Icewind Dale. After rebuilding the town, Karn was offered the position of speaker. Whether or not he would have taken it is up to him, but he would have been offered the speaker position of Tourmaline. Adrian would have been offered the speaker position of Lonelywood had he accepted.
She.
Yeah, had she accepted. But there is nothing wrong in 10 towns aside from them once again going back to the bickering of who has fishing rights over which parts of the lake.
What of Jillian? Did they find Jillian?
Is that a quest they would want to go on before?
It's in.
And it is a quest that I wanted to go on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's how we die.
Or
That's
we
a one shot right there.
Well, it was only a couple days before.
Yeah, we were 3 days away.
Yeah.
When we lifted
Yeah.
the Yithrin out, it was 3 days away from the date that Arveatrice said that she would bring Jillian back if she's not dead, of course.
No, we can't answer this now. This needs to be a one shot.
Ooh. I like that. That's a good idea.
That would be a cool one shot to run
Yeah.
with like.
Karn and Adrian are still there, but like then we can.
I
do,
can
like,
reprise my role as
hirelings that
Jillian.
you guys or do like hirelings to figure out like.
That would be dope.
Yeah,
I
we
wanna-
need to hire some adventurers to go find out what happened.
I want to be
Yeah.
the guy who like we couldn't save his lover, right? Like from the fucking Icewind.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
From the
that's what I
mountain.
was like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Of the vengeance.
The one that Fendon died on.
yeah. And be like, well, you tried to help me, so I guess I'll try and do it my damnedest. But I am going to be bitter if we save your friend.
That guy was my friend too.
Unless, well, actually, did that person die? Because they weren't. We don't know if
Yes.
that person's still alive. No, like the
one
partner,
on
the
the
one that
top level?
hired us to go save the mountain. Because remember, all the 10 towns got destroyed
True.
except for
True.
Brimshander. So she
And
could.
I request
There's a
rules
possibility.
too.
Yeah, there's a possibility that he would have made it to Brimshander and survived, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Oh, and just for clarity's sake, I know this is highly retroactive, but I would have casted a 5th level Cure Wounds.
Or mask your
Not with
wounds.
any of that stuff on top.
So we
Everyone
and that's just get rid of like the tier 3 wounds on everybody.
Yeah, and also,
Okay.
yeah, could help a little bit.
Cool beans.
So
Cool
I
beans.
think that also would get rid of. Oh wait, no, it doesn't. It doesn't get rid of a status effect. Never mind.
Yeah.
So we're still all exhausted. We're still all
I
But
could,
but
the injuries are gone?
yeah,
injury
the
card?
lingering wounds would be gone. If you have any lingering wounds, they're gone.
I do. It's nice to have 2 strength back.
Yeah, it's that same because that was my thing was also -2 strength. So now I have 11 strength again. Woo!
Funny, one less strength, and I would have had to take off my armor.
All right.
All right, so I guess we long rest because we're all doomed anyway.
Yeah, so we can all. I mean, we can all. Are we just time lapsing the 17.5 days it takes to get to Candlekeep?
This is going to conclude part 1.
Okay.
Okay.
So, shortest session, just tying up ends. We are going to move to Foundry for part 2, because I messed with Foundry last night, and I never wanted to go back to Roll20 again after using it.
Fair
I
enough.
might have to do Sam.
So we are definitely using Foundry for part 2.
Okay, so let me just make sure I got the notes down.
And-
where's the login thing? So we have level on each. Dorabella is now.
Oh yeah, we can go ahead and level up, right?
Yes, you can go ahead and level up.
Cool.
Dorabella is now an Oathbreaker Paladin, right?
No, she is just losing her Oath abilities, but she's keeping her base class abilities.
Oh, that's
So she is not immediately an Oathbreaker.
okay.
So Levistus is empowering her paladin powers, even though she sold her soul.
She still has a connection to the divine. She just doesn't have an oath currently.
Ah, okay.
Oh, I'd have to swear one, yeah.
1 second.
Honestly, it's weird because like Doorbell is very proactive, so Oath of Vengeance makes more sense than just like sitting with breaking an oath. But the problem is that the only vengeance she would want to take would be on herself.
Well, no, but she could do an oath of vengeance for like specifically against like Levistus.
I don't think I could do it against Levistus if he has my soul. I think like I can just.
I think narratively that's the perfect reason to have an Oath of Vengeance.
For Levistus, or like
Yeah.
to have it
Yeah,
against myself.
they have your fucking soul. You want to take that back.
Yeah, she obviously
Yeah.
wants to break the pact.
Yeah, and she's
So-
more proactive, which is why Oathbreaker, if I had to choose, it makes more sense to do a Vengeance. Do you want me to role play that on when next we play on Foundry?
Yeah, I mean you'll have to roleplay swaying a new
Yeah,
oath.
you'll be role playing taking up a new oath.
Okay.
All right. You want me